Hello everyone, Alex RC Freak here, coming at you with another video on rear axles. Alright, so clearly I didn't hit that note good enough. Secondly, let's jump into this, because I'm trying to get this done, you know what I'm saying? I've been, like, procrastinating long enough on this thing. So, we're going to start with this middle axle here. So, anyway, you got a 1.5 millimeter screw right here, 1.5 here, 1.5 here. You got to loosen them all, and it's 1.5 Allen using a dynamite Allen set. And these are little, you know, pin screw, just like that. That's what it looks like. You guys can see that if my camera would focus. Yeah, but anyway, it has factory Loctite. You just stick it in there. And I really like how these are constant velocity joints right here. I really like that. Because it's smoother. You know what I'm saying? So you can just squish this. It's hard to do it. Could squish this. Can't do it. Can't do it. So to take this off, you got a 2.0 millimeter. Let me get you in a better view here. So to take it off, you got a 2.0 millimeter screw here and here on the bottom there. So you got to take those off. And then also you have some on the axle itself. You know, a big long screw on the top. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. But you got to get it from the other side. You got to tack it from the other side. Just like this side, you got to tack it from the other side. So you got a screw here. It's really easy. I'm going to take both these axles off at the same time. All this axle is exactly the same as this axle. It just has an extra pinion gear, I guess you could say, on it. So, yeah, they're both exactly the same. So, like I say, I'm going to tear apart one. This one, same as the other one. It just has an extra pinion gear. That is it. Just one extra pinion gear. Makes it a 6x6. So, you know, and of course the chassis longer, but for, I guess, axle-wise. But anyway, so basically, you don't need to take all these off right here. All you need to do is take out that screw right there. Take out this screw right here on the other side. Take out this long screw right there. There on both sides of these axles. These are all 2.0 millimeter button head style screws. So I'm going to take all those out, and then your axles should plop right on out like a wet noodle or something. So yeah, I'm going to do that real quick off camera just because it's going to take a minute. And that's really how you get the axles out. It's actually pretty simple, really. Think about it. I know there's a lot of like linkages here, and some people may be, you know, getting a little nervous or whatever, but yeah. And this axle, the rear axle, is a little different because it has the linkage here, the mount on top of the axle, versus, you know, this one has it in front, if you know what I mean. So anyway, yeah, I guess the axles are a little bit different, but internally they're exactly the same except for the extra pinion. So with that being said, I'm going to take those off, get back to you. Okay, so we got the middle axle here, the center axle. So, as you can tell, it has two pinions on it. I took it out, got it out. The shift cable, I took off the end here. You just basically hold the end with needle nose pliers. You just take needle nose pliers like these. Just grab the end. By hand, you just loosen this little top part here and take it off. So, anywho, there's 1, 2, 3, 4... 2 millimeter socket head style screws, and then these portals come out and the axles come out, so you'll need to do that before you can take out the differential. So, and then there's 4 screws right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can take the cover off, this cover off, and take out the pinion gear. So I'm going to do that and get back to you. Okay, so I took off the covers. Look at this extra pinion gear right there. Bam. Pop that out like it, I don't know, just pop it out. Stick it aside. I'm going to clean this, pop these bearings out, pop that bearing out there. Now, with this, it's easier to just very gently pop this apart and it just pop it out like that. Now, with this, here, let me get you up close here so you guys can see what I'm doing, hopefully. See how I just kind of, I twist like that and it pops out. So I'm going to set that aside. Let me move this camera over. So now after you do that, this should just come right out like that. So I set that down like so. Now this pinion gear came out. Now they're both the same. Like I say, both these pinion gears are exactly the same. That's the only difference. So this axle right here that you're seeing, this axle is literally the same exact axle as this. It just has 2 pinion gears on this axle. So just keep that in mind, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be doing a video of tearing this one down because it's literally the same. It's the same. So, anywho, so what you got is a bearing, the locker, the pin, another bearing. I really like how they did bearings there. So what you got on the ring gear, bearing. This is all going in the parts washer bin. So gotta wash the front axle housing. Now, this literally is exact same differential. Even the other axle right here is the same differentials as the front. So please refer to the video on the front. Now this one feels pretty gritty. So, you know what I'm saying? Just be cautious of that. So you can always take a paper towel though and kind of wipe off the grease. That's kind of what I do. I kind of like to do it. I don't know why. Just because it kind of makes it so it's not you getting your hands all greasy when you're taking it apart. And these are 1.5 millimeter Allens, by the way. So you just take your little drill, slap your drill on, literally just unbolt these Allens just like so. Make sure you get this thing fully seated in there, because if you don't, on these 1.5s, you'll strip them out very easily. And I recommend doing this by hand when you go to tighten them, is my personal recommendation. A lot of people won't. Like I say, I don't think I'm going to be doing any assembly videos on this because I'm really kind of strapped for time. And I kind of just want to get it done, to be honest. So, you know what I'm saying? I hope you guys appreciate even these videos. But literally, it's this easy. Just pop it, kind of rock that thing off there. Oh, sorry. Oh, you guys couldn't even see that. So here, let me move you guys to where you guys can see what I'm doing here. I thought you guys could see what I was doing. Well, I was moving that off. Sorry, I was off camera there, but guess saves you guys from looking at it. So basically, you got the differential right here, bone dry, literally bone dry. So that's why I say go through your RCs. I say it for a reason. A lot of people think I'm just crazy or whatever. Think what you want, but you know what? At the end of the day, I know my RC's probably way more well maintained than most out there. So anyway, you just take out those gears. These are spider gears. You got your cross pins. Now I always clean these cross pins with a paper towel. This is the way I do it. They're dirty. You just take a paper towel, just like so, and you just kind of wipe them off. I mean, it's really that easy. And taking diffs apart is time consuming. I'm taking your entire rig apart. I get it out of the box. You just want to drive it and stuff like that. I trust me. I get it. Trust me. I've been sitting on this for a while, so trust me. You can only understand my excitement of this thing. And they do crawl very well. Like, my brother has one. It crawls amazing. Like, it's no joke. It really does crawl amazing. So, anyway, you got that loosened. I'm going to stick these screws right here. Like that. And then this E-clip should actually be using a flathead. Don't really have one at the moment. I'm going to take that off camera. So next up, we got a portal axle. They're both the same. They're actually all the same in the back. So I'm going to take one apart and show you guys how to, like I say, I'm kind of strapped on time. I don't have a whole lot of time right now. So I'm going to kind of show you guys how to take it apart. So 1.5 millimeter pin screw takes off this 12mm hex, just like so. Then you got 6 2.0mm socket head style screws on the back, 2 on the front. So just pop them off. So just split it apart like that. You got a gear there, a gear here. This gear just comes on out through the back. You got a bearing. Stick the bearing aside. Got the gear there. Stick that in your parts clean bin. You got a bearing. Take that bearing out and then clean it. That's what I recommend doing. You just grab a flat 2.5mm, or you can grab a... I'll get that out later. Usually that does work though. But pop this out. Don't lose that pin. Stick this pin aside. You got the case there with 2 bearings. Got the shaft to come out. You can get extended ones of these to extend your wheelbase if you'd like. I don't really think you need to, because if you're competition crawling, it can actually make it to where you can't crawl in certain classes, so just be aware of that. I'm going to stick that aside. I'm going to take this one apart. Basically, that's it in a nutshell on the rear axle teardown. So, thank you guys for watching. Alex RC Freak out. Peace.